Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Jujutsu Kaisen. Last time around we had Kyoto Sister School Exchange Event Group Battle 3, where basically we had Maki versus Miwa. Poor Miwa, a bit outclassed. She wasn't prepared, thinking that Maki was going to be pretty easy because she had heard from her sister Mai that she was a total weakling, but Mai's an idiot, so that's just sort of out, and Miwa was unfortunately defeated, and she even lost her sword. Our poor blue-haired girl. Never goes well for blue-haired girls. Anyhow. And then we got Mai versus Maki, and the backstory of the two of them, that they were basically oppressed in the Zenin clan, and then Maki was like, fuck all these people, and left. And because of that, the Zenin clan has been trying to obstruct her path towards being a Jujutsu sorcerer. And because of that, Mai has also been feeling the garbage, basically. She's been hit with a lot of garbage because of it, too. And because of that, she has grown a resentment for Maki. And I know it's a whole thing of like, oh, you know, now we have her sad backstory, so don't you feel bad? And frankly, I don't. I don't really feel bad, and I like that the show does address this with Kugisaki, where she's like, you know, it doesn't matter what your sad backstory is. Basically, it's like I don't care, you know. It's like she's still a terrible person, you know, even with her, you know, sad backstory, she's a terrible person. It's like, yeah, like I feel bad for Maki, because Maki's a good person, you know? And it's like, on the one hand, because, like, at the end with, like, when she's like, oh, why couldn't we just, you know, just be servants, do a couple chores? I'm tired of fighting all these, you know, all these scary things. And it's like, I don't know, leave, go to a different city. Don't go to Kyoto, don't go to Tokyo. Go to Osaka and just be like a normal teenage girl, you know? I mean, yeah, you can see cursed spirits, but I mean, is that going to affect you? I don't know. You just have to just ignore them. I mean, they're pretty creepy, but I don't know. Look, whatever. This is the whole thing. We talked about it last episode, and we're going to move on now. So, let's just move on to this episode. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's just jump right into this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Here we go. I wish I had never seen that. I wish I had never seen that person's DeviantArt account. But here we are. Why is Mahito a schoolgirl? Who is his boyfriend? Who is her boyfriend? Who is their boyfriend? Why is Mahito? That'll be my biggest question going forward in this series. Why is Mahito? Man, I feel like... Sometimes I feel like the author just, you know, writes a bunch of stuff on, you know, note cards, and then just kind of throws darts to see what sticks. Like, the old principal, you know, is stuck in his ancient traditions. He attacks with an electric guitar. Okay. Let's point out, though, environmentalist curse spirit, that's actually a pretty interesting idea. Like, I kind of like that idea of, like, this cursed spirit would join, this group because it hates humans, you know? It hates humans because of how much damage they have done to the earth. Now, you know, you would think it would be, you know, going and destroying factories and stuff, but it does make sense why it's a part of this group, because it wants to destroy all humans, you know? While it doesn't make sense on a micro level of, like, you know, like, oh, well, why would this spirit go after, you know, Jutsu High? Like, they're not really a problem, but I do at least like that. You know, and like on a macro sense, it makes sense for this cursed spirit to join that team in order to destroy humanity. So I at least get that. Boy, they packed a lot into this episode. I was wondering why this episode was not, like, didn't keep the same naming convention, you know? Like, for 4 episodes, we've had Kyoto Sister School Exchange Event, Group Battle, and then the number. And I was kind of curious that this episode dropped that, despite the fact that we were still in the middle of the event. But the event itself has been dropped, and now we must work together. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like the League of Villains showing up during, I guess during the training camp arc. Oh yeah. That was pretty much, yeah. So, it's fine. I still don't like Mahito. I still think Mahito is just really annoying. So, but I'm glad that we are going to see the gangs, you know, the 2 factions. Like, we have to come together, you know? We have to come together now. So, I at least like that, you know? Hopefully someone gets to Miwa. I mean, like, come on. Like, you can't... You know how sometimes we say that Gojo was scientifically formulated to be really cool and likable? I feel like Miwa was specifically, like... She was scientifically engineered so that everyone wants to give this poor girl a hug, you know? Like, she's... she's so pathetic that you just want to protect her, you know? Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know. Like, not many characters, if any, really classify as anime cinnamon rolls. I feel like she does, though. This poor girl just sitting there, just like, she took my sword. I can't do anything without my sword. Like, just singing to herself. And then getting a call and just, hello, useless Miwa here. And then getting knocked out because of voice boy. I don't remember his name. This poor girl, you know? I do kind of hate that we cut off Fushiguro's fight, you know? Like, come on, I want more of him. Like, he's such a great and interesting character. I kind of wish he was the protagonist, honestly. Like, he's so interesting and I just want more of him. But, I wanted to see him kick that guy's ass so hard, but they can work together now. That'll work. So, Fushiguro seems to have ties to the Zenin clan? What's going on with that? Like, did I forget something? Did they, like, say something about that earlier and I just forgot? I don't know. But the Shikigami technique is specifically, like, a Zenin clan thing that neither Maki nor Mai inherited. But Fushiguro has, but I assume he's not... I don't know. That's an interesting thing. I want to know more about that now. And then we had the guy with his blood control, whatever. I don't know. And he's got his own sad backstory of, it's like, my mother was treated so horribly, so now I'm going to lead my clan and make us not assholes. I don't know what he's going for here, you know. But I mean, he's a self-important, you know, self-righteous bastard, you know. So it's just like, just screw him. That bastard comment, I didn't mean that in the sense of like, in the literal sense. I just meant that as he's an ass. So, not that part. The being a bastard, whatever. The whole thing about his mom, who cares? You know, whatever, man. Just being a douche. Everyone in Kyoto is just awful. Except the teacher. I really like the teacher. Like, she's really cool. And Miwa. Clearly those two are, like, I don't know, like, her teachings have only gotten to Miwa, you know? I assume she tries to teach them not to be assholes. I don't know. She's not really an asshole. It's I really like her. And I like Miwa. So, everyone else sucks though. And then Fushiguro has an elephant. That was awesome. He I like how he said too, is like he recently tamed it. But yeah, he has an elephant, and it was interesting. It was gonna work, but then the veil is let down, and they got into Tokyo High. So, and the only thing, I mean, it still is not going to work. It's still not going to work, you know? Because, yes, Nanami is not here. Gojo can't get in the veil. And those are the two that Mahito has problems with. But also, it's not just Yuji. It's everyone in Tokyo High. Everyone from Kyoto High, including Toto. I don't really see this being that much of a problem. You know, I don't know. Like, Mahito, this is why I hate Mahito. He's like, he doesn't even seem like a threat, you know? He's just this stupid little kid who's just going around, and he's like, oh, I'm so much better than all of you, and it's like, bitch, you're about to be curb stomped by fucking Toto. I don't even like Toto that much, and it's like, it just sucks. I mean, I also just hate smug villains, you know? Like, I hate, like, okay, who's the other cursed user? He wasn't in this episode, but the other one that's always there. Just him always sitting, he's always just smiling, and it's like, man, get your fucking teeth knocked in. Fuck you, you know? I hate smug, which honestly, blood control guy, he was starting to get a little smug, but that's why I liked Fushiguro kicking his ass, you know? Or it's the same thing with Mai. Mai is the same way, where she was all smug and then Maki kicked her ass. The problem is, Mahito has gotten his ass kicked and still thinks he's really good. Like, you were basically curb stomped by Nanami. Like, yes, you know, his domain would have been a problem, but then you got curb stomped by Sukuna, you know? I don't know. I guess because he wasn't fully defeated by Nanami, that's why he's all smug. I don't know, I'm just ready for Mahito to get his face caved in. I'm so tired. And that cursed sorcerer guy, that cursed user. Like, I want him to get his face kicked in, because I hate smug villains, you know? I don't know. But we'll see. But, you know who's not smug? The environmentalist curse. Like, again, I really like that. Like, that's really interesting, you know? Here's a cursed spirit who has every reason to be a part of this team, not just because, we're evil, we're gonna kill humans. Like, no, this one, like, has a motivation that's, like, genuine and not two-dimensional, and is, you know, I want to destroy all the humans because I want to save the Earth. Like, oh, that's interesting. It's not just Mahito being a child. It doesn't help that every time there's a Juju stroll that includes Mahito, it always undermines any credibility Mahito has, you know? Like, this one, like, I was like, oh, they're all showing up and it's all crazy. Alright, what's the Juju stroll? It's him in a schoolgirl outfit being like, hey, you're being mean, I'm gonna have my boyfriend beat you up. And it's like, what are we doing? Why do you keep undermining your main villain? He's pathetic, he's terrible, you know? And not pathetic in, like, a likable way, like Miwa. Like, I mean, he's actually pathetic, but the show treats him like he's a big deal. Like, he's just an annoying kid, basically. So, I don't know. See, that's a thing. That's a tricky thing, because I feel like, you know, it's hard to sit here and be like, oh, I hate Mahito. Because that's slightly the point. you know? Like, well, he's a villain. He's not really supposed to be likable. You're supposed to hate him. You're supposed to want him to see him be defeated, but no, I think this is one of those times where it's like, no, this is backfiring so much. Like, he's so unenjoyable to watch that he actually knocks points off this show, you know? Like, all the characters are interesting, you know? All the characters, to an extent, even ones, you know, like Mai or Blood Control Guy, where I knock on them, they are still interesting, you know? But the fact that the main villain is so annoying, you know? Ugh. This is what people felt like about Joffrey in Game of Thrones. I never really cared that much with Joffrey. With Joffrey, that was still kind of the point. Well, Joffrey still had power. Let's say that. Joffrey still had power, even though there were scenes of, you know, Tyrion putting him down or something, or whatever. It's like, Joffrey still had power as king, you know? Whereas Mahito, he got his ass kicked by Nanami. And Nanami's really, really good, but just, I don't know. I don't see Mahito as a threat, you know? But, you know, Game of Thrones also didn't have an after-credits scene where they put Joffrey in a schoolgirl outfit, you know? So, I don't know. Are we done? I guess that's it. I keep complaining. Every episode I find something to bitch about with this show. I don't know what it is. It's just like okay, like, look, this is a really good, like, 7 out of 10 show. I don't know. I hear season 2 is just immaculate, you know? I hope so, because this season's a solid 7 out of 10, you know? And honestly, I guess there's really only, like, 2 things I would, like, change about this season. One is make Mahito an actual threat and, like, a credible villain. 2, don't keep Yuji away from Fushiguro and Kugisaki. Or, better, just don't keep them away from the main plotline for so long. That at least has been rectified. We now have Kugisaki and Fushiguro back. So that's all great. So now the main problem is just Mahito. So, is that going to get better? I am kind of afraid that it won't. But we'll see. I'm still enjoying the show, but Mahito... Ooh, Mahito is rough. So, but that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Jujutsu Kaisen reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.